Hi, my name is Christopher Burgax, Director of Safety here at Mazza Recycling Services. We at Mazza are committed to not only our employees' safety while at work, but also while at home. In fact, safety is one of our core values. Please join me in celebrating OSHA's Safe and Sound Week 2022.
All right, thank you, Chris Burgax, our Director of Safety at Mazza Recycling, for the introduction. My name's Bryn Masello. I'm the Sustainability and Communications Director at Mazza Recycling. We are back live again for another year of OSHA Safe and Sound Week. As Chris mentioned, we are very big on safety culture here at Mazza Recycling. We celebrate OSHA Safe and Sound Week every year, and each year we discuss different safety topics for you all to learn how to stay safe at home and at the workplace. This year, we're going to go over heat safety, hand safety, driver safety, noise conservation, and then our environmental health and safety coordinator, Derek Radzik, will teach us about lockout tagout safety. So those are our topics this year. I'm very excited to be back here again, introducing both Chris Burgax, our Director of Safety, and now Derek Radzik, our new Environmental Health and Safety Coordinator. Those are our speakers for this year's OSHA Safe and Sound Week. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to hop on here before we get into their presentation. I just want to let you guys know that you can follow us on Instagram as well. We are on Instagram at Mazza_recycling_services. Please follow us there for some more tips and some cool events and upcoming things that we have. This weekend, we have two events. We'll be at the Monmouth Park Racetrack for the Live and Local Music Festival, and we will also be at the Touch a Truck in Colts Neck for the Ashley Lauren Foundation, which benefits kids with cancer. So we're very excited for those two events. However, we're here today to talk about safety. So if you want to follow us for more safety tips, for more event information, for anything of the sort, please go to our Instagram page. We are also live right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook for some more tips. Thank you all for joining us today. We're really excited to talk about safety. And I am going to pass the mic over to Chris Burgax and Derek Radzik, who'll talk about those safety topics. Everyone have a great weekend and enjoy the presentation.
What is Mazza's safety culture? We here at Mazza Recycling Services believe that every injury and illness is preventable, and we are committed to the health and safety of our employees, customers, and the communities we serve. Working smart does mean working safe at all times. Every day, our employees come to work and spend more time here at work than we do with most of our family members. We want to ensure that our employees come here and leave work in the same manner, without losing a finger, without being injured or having an accident in any way. We want to help educate them so that they can bring this knowledge to their house and educate the rest of their family. Through training in multitude of languages, including Spanish, French, and English, as well as working hands-on with individual employees, helps us to create a strong and safe culture. We want to ensure that everybody goes home safely. Topics that we'll discuss today are heat safety, driver safety, noise conservation, lockout tagout, and hand safety. Heat-related injuries are increasing every year. More and more workers are being seen in our emergency rooms due to heat cramps, heat exhaustion, or heat stroke. OSHA has dedicated themselves to increasing the regulations for the general industry when it comes to heat-related safety. Be sure to be able to identify heat injuries, whether it be heat cramps, heat exhaustion, or heat stroke. To help prevent it, make sure that you are drinking and staying hydrated. Maybe plan some extra water breaks. Work inside when possible or in the shade on those really hot days. Wear sunscreen to protect your skin from burns. Don't drink alcohol the night before or while working outside, as all that does is make you more dehydrated. Please include sugary drinks such as sodas in that as well. Plan an extra rest break in the shade or in the air conditioning to bring your core temperature back down to the right temperature. It takes a while for people to work and get acclimated to the jobs, so be cautious and watch out for new employees. Just remember that this safety isn't for only when you're at work, but also at home. For those office employees that are not used to working outside, if you're doing lawn work or yard work in the really hot days, be sure to take some extra breaks, bring water out there, and get yourself in the air or shade to cool yourself back down so that you don't injure yourself with heat stroke or heat exhaustion as well. Keeping truck drivers safe in one of the world's most dangerous industries isn't always easy. The transportation industry is typically rated number 5 or number 6 annually in the 10 most deadliest industries of the world. Unfortunately, every day I read in the paper of a truck driver or a helper getting injured on the road. Do the following to help try and keep your driver safe. Utilize technology to help the drivers properly inspect the equipment, or your maintenance or your shop to properly repair all the items that have been recorded. Plan to purchase new safety features when you're looking at trucks. Those same things that we have in our cars, such as lane detection, distance between vehicles, blind spot detection, are all features that are very beneficial to truck drivers. Plan ahead when you're approaching something to try to avoid having to back up whenever possible. Don't let your helpers or anybody else ride on the steps of your trucks or anything not meant to hold an employee. Get out and look, goal, before you do anything. Back up slowly and cautiously when required, and keep on going back and forth to your mirrors because just a little kid can run out in a matter of seconds. If you have to unload or do anything with hands, make sure you're wearing the proper gloves so that you don't injure your hands. The use of drive cams on the trucks, whether it be dash cams outward facing or inward facing, can be very beneficial depending on the skill level of your drivers. Wearing high visibility PPE to ensure that you're seen by traffic whenever you're outside the truck on the side of the road is key in protecting yourself from getting hit. If you do have to walk outside your vehicle while on the side of the road, be sure to walk towards traffic so you can see the oncoming traffic as well. Remember, if you are driving another truck and you see a car or a vehicle with flashing lights pulled over on the side of the road, you must move over or slow down. It's the law. In New Jersey, we also have the move over or slow down law. We recently added utility vehicles and solid waste vehicles to this list, including police, fire, and emergency vehicles. While you're driving on the road and you see any amber flashing lights or somebody pulled over on the side of the road, you must either move over lanes or slow down at least 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit before passing them. What? What'd you say? Yes, loud noises can cause permanent hearing loss. If you're at a concert and you can't hear the person a couple feet away from you, you're probably at a point where you're exceeding the decibel level safe for you. Listening to loud noises for prolonged periods can permanently damage your ears and your hearing ability. Understanding how noise and sound levels are read is a little difficult, but quickly we can explain it. Factors such as the length of the time the sound lasts, the frequencies, pitch, and the areas or the environment that you hear the noises and all play a factor in it. We could test for the volume or the intensity of it using specific devices. We commonly refer to the measurement as decibels, or dB, which was named after the inventor of the telephone or audio meter, Alexander Graham Bell. Right? For the most part, the noises that we hear in our regular environment are safe. They say anything under 85 decibels and below is safe for humans to regularly be around. Anything above 85 decibels of noise for an extended period of time can cause that long-term significant effects on your hearing. To help quickly explain how loud some of the noises are, this chart gives you a good glimpse at the differences. Washing machines or vacuums are typically rated around 70 decibels. Traffic while you're inside your car or your alarm clock is generally around 80 decibels. Mowing your lawn or blowing it with a leaf blower or your hairdryer is typically around 90 decibels. Sporting events or snowmobiles are typically around 100 decibels. Your car's horn or some other rock concerts are regularly around 100 decibels. And jet planes or sirens from ambulances or police cars are regularly around 100 decibels. Remember, anything over 85 decibel for an extended exposure can cause permanent hearing damage. What'd you say? Protecting employees from accidental startups is a key safety program at any company. In fact, OSHA's regulation for lockout-tagout is extremely important. Every safety plan should have some type of mention of lockout-tagout and training to all of their employees. What is lockout-tagout, you ask? Well, lockout-tagout is the method of controlling stored energy in a piece of equipment or machine prior to any service or repair. Why is this important? Well, there are regular injuries when machines accidentally start up or move just a matter of inches while somebody is repairing on it. Amputations and other types of serious injuries can be the result of it. Most of the time, people think of lockout-tagout only related to electrical and only turn off electrical devices. However, controlling stored energy is more than just electrical energy. It also is heat, gravity, hydraulics, as well as other types. Prior to starting anything or any type of task, you need to understand how you will control the energy that could be stored in that piece of equipment. Injuries occur very regularly, and unfortunately, this can also lead to death. Causes of lockout-tagout injuries are very, very common, unfortunately. Here are the top most reasons why lockout-tagout fails and injures an employee. Being aware of lockout-tagout at any level is the number one. Failing to just do it is the number two. Failing to properly disconnect the machines are number three. Failure to displace other stored energy is typically the next one. Failure to verify that you actually did it right is number five. Failure to follow the machine-specific procedures while you're doing this is number six. And then accidental restarting of the equipment by mistake is number seven. Finally, lack of lotto systems and periodic training is also an issue. Doing all these things will ensure that our employees understand how to properly and safely lock out a piece of equipment before doing any task. Let's listen to Derek on how he shows us how to properly lock out a Diamond Z or a horizontal grinder at Mazza Recycling Services.
Before entering machine for any maintenance or repairs, it's always important to have a good understanding of lockout-tagout. The first step of lockout-tagout is to let everybody know in the area that you're about to lock out a machine. I'm about to lock out the grinder! The second step of lockout-tagout is to identify the hazard and shut down the power. For this particular machine, we're going to disconnect the battery. third step of lockout tagout is to make sure all operating controls are off. If your machine has any hydraulics, it's important to make sure you bleed them out first. The next step is to apply your lock and tag. The next step is to turn on the machine to make sure you've isolated the right area. When you're done, be sure to turn the machine back off. Now you're all set to make your repairs. Your final step is to remove your lock and tag. And remember, anybody that goes inside the machine to make repairs must have their own lock and tag.
Work-related hand injuries are the most common injury in the workplace annually in the United States. In fact, over 1 million employees are seen in our emergency rooms due to work-related hand injuries. The four most common types of work-related hand injuries are sprains and strains, fractures, crushes, and avulsions, which is the peeling of the skin away from the muscles or the bone. How do you prevent hand injuries? Well, easy we say, right? No, it's not always that easy. But we should just ask 4 simple questions to ourselves before we do any task. Where am I placing my hands? Are there any sharp edges, crush points, or pinch points? Can I use a tool instead of my hand? Or should I wear a glove to protect me? Those are the questions that we should ask before doing any task. And if we ask those and answer them honestly, we should be able to prevent any type of hand injury in the future. The most common way to prevent every hand injury is by wearing gloves and protecting your hands. However, gloves are a dime a dozen and 100 different variations. How do you choose the right one? This simple type of checklist will show you which ones you need and which ones you should be using for simple tasks. Cut resistant are good for anything with sharps, whether you're working with metal, knives, in the kitchen, okay? Leather for carpentry, landscaping, handling abrasive materials such as masonry work. Rubber gloves or electrically insulated gloves would be great to protect yourself if you're working around energized equipment. Fabric gloves are good to help you stay warm and keep your hands warm or dry in slippery conditions. Aluminized Nomex or leather gloves are usually used for brazing, welding, or other types of hot work. And then you have chemical resistant gloves such as latex, nitrate, PVC, and vinyl, depending on if you're in a hospital setting or you're working around forklifts or other types of chemicals. But no matter what type of glove you choose for the task, you need to be sure that you're choosing the right glove for the job, okay? And that you're inspecting the glove prior to using it to ensure it's still in good condition. Sometimes you're going to have to clean it. Sometimes you're going to have to replace it. But every time you use it, you need to inspect it. And remember, here at Mazza, we like to say, we all go home together. Thank you for joining me for another year of celebrating OSHA Safe and Sound Week. And I only have one question to leave with you. Are you dedicated to working safe and sound?
Thanks, Chris, for a great presentation yet again for another year of OSHA Safe and Sound Week. This concludes OSHA Safe and Sound Week. Thank you for joining us live. If you have any comments or feedback for us for our presentations, please leave them in the comments section on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, and subscribe to our social media channels. And we will take a look at the feedback for next year, and we hope you join us again. Thank you so much, and everybody stay safe out there.